So this is my iPhone 17 Pro Max that's running a beta version of iOS 27. Apple had their annual WWDC, but it was a little different this year. Instead of going through each OS and naming new features, Apple focused on 3 areas across every platform: OS improvements, child safety, and Siri AI. I've been using the beta for a couple of days now, so some things are a little buggy or not working yet, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, at first glance, it doesn't look too different, and that's kind of the point. iOS 26 was a big redesign: liquid glass, new icons, and fun animations. iOS 27 is more of a refinement. I don't know if some of you remember, but it's like going from macOS Leopard to Snow Leopard. It's more of a under-the-hood update with tweaks and faster performance. Alright, some icons look nicer. I normally use dark mode and clear, but I'll make everything light and colorful for this video. There's better contrast, more depth, and it's more 3D-ish. It's only Apple's built-in apps for now, but when you look at photos, the icon has more layers to it. And Maps has more defined glass, and it looks polished. Not every app has a new look, but maybe Apple will update more over the next few months. So this is one of my favorite features in the update. Under Settings, Appearance, there's a new slider in the liquid glass menu. Before, there were only 2 options, but now you can fine-tune it anywhere between clear, default, and tinted. And there's even a live preview as you adjust it. I'll keep mine set to more clear. As I scroll around, you can see reflections and transparency, but it's not quite like the one during last year's WWDC. Also, that dedicated search icon is now combined with the other tabs. For anyone who's not a fan of liquid glass, this would be a decent fix for it. And one small thing I noticed is that Apple removed that light refraction on the home screen when you tilt your phone. It was cool, but kinda distracting. There are a couple of new features for the lock screen. When you tap and hold it, tap Customize, and tap the time, you'll see a new icon in that pop-up window. This lets you move the time so it sits on the same row as the date. It's a nice addition if you want a cleaner look and show off your wallpaper of your favorite DJ. And when playing music, you can actually dismiss the Now Playing widget. There's a bug right now, so it's a little tricky to get back. It'll probably be fixed in a future beta update. On the home screen, you can already swipe down from the top left for notifications, and a swipe down from the top right for Control Center. But now, a top middle swipe down will open Search and Siri AI, and a swipe down anywhere else does the same thing. Child safety was one of the main topics this year. Unfortunately, I can't test it because everyone in the family needs to be on iOS 27. For now, I can only see a message under Family Settings. To give you a quick overview, there'll be a setup assistant when you first configure your kid's device, and you can select which apps they can use and add more over time. When they browse the web, they need to ask for permission, and parents can review it beforehand. There are also communication safety features in Messages or FaceTime that hides any sensitive pictures or videos. And my favorite one is time allowances. Parents can set a time limit for any games and entertainment apps. And during the weekdays, add more time or not setting a limit at all. If you want to know more detail, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Last year, Apple announced a major Siri upgrade, but delays happened and now it's called Siri AI. Apple partnered with Google on this, so the Gemini models are on the back end. According to Apple, all of your data stays private, so you need to trust them on that. When you first install iOS 27 beta, you need to join a waitlist under Siri settings. I joined Monday afternoon, and I had access about 24 hours later. Once you're in, you have a new Siri animation and a dedicated Siri app. It keeps all of your past conversations saved in a grid or list. It also syncs across your other Apple devices, so you can start something on your iPhone and finish it off on your Mac. The most advanced version of Siri AI, like the new expressive voices and enhanced dictation, are limited to the iPhone 17 Pro models. If you're on an older iPhone, you'll still get Siri AI, just not the specific voice features. And it's worth noting that this won't be available in the EU. I'm not a big Siri user, but I tried testing it with a few things. First, I asked what I had on my calendar today, and it told me I had an eye exam. Since I already finished it, I asked it to delete it, and it did. Next, I asked what was next on my reminders, and it pulled up that Zenless Zone Zero is coming to Steam on June 17th. I asked about any home events for July, and it listed out Anime Expo. Siri is actually being useful and reading info from my apps. I also had it check my inbox and read my most recent email out loud. Visual intelligence is now integrated in the camera app. It works the same way, but it's more useful. If you take a picture of something, Siri will look it up and give you some info about it. Pretty basic. But the coolest thing is with food. So let's say I take a picture of an avocado, it will pull up nutrition facts about it. I can even ask it questions like how much fiber do I need per day? I mainly use Apple apps, but I'll need to see if third-party ones like Spotify and Google Calendar will work. I'm assuming you'll need to be very specific. Play this song on Spotify, or search this event on my Google Calendar. I won't get my hopes up, but this might be an Apple ecosystem thing. Some of these AI features will have a daily usage limit because they run on Apple servers. If you're on an iCloud Plus plan, you'll get a higher limit, but if not, you'll hit that limit sooner. Apple hasn't given exact numbers yet, but it's something to keep in mind. Other services like Claude and Gemini have limits, so it's not new. The Photos app has some new AI tools. In my testing, it's a hit or miss. They mostly work on screenshots for some reason, and not the photos I actually took. Cleanup is a lot better. You can remove larger objects, and the background fill is smarter. Here's a screenshot of a picture I took, and there are 3 models: auto, fast, and high quality. High quality takes longer, but it does a better job. Extend lets you expand the borders of a picture with generative fill. Useful if you want a wider shot and don't mind the fake pixels. And spatial reframe lets you shift the angle of a picture and fill in the edges. Again, I couldn't get these to work, but it looks pretty cool. I want to end things off with some new little features. AirPods are getting a custom EQ, so you can adjust the lows, mids, and highs. And under Settings, AirPods, you'll see a new UI. The Passwords app can automatically update weak passwords for you. It'll log in the website and update it. Convenient and kinda scary. There's a toggle to set separate volume levels for ringtones, alarms, and alerts. So if you want your ringtone quiet and your notifications loud, you can adjust it now. Safari can automatically sort tabs by topic and put them in groups. Notify Me lets you tell Safari to watch a website and alert you when something changes. Useful for a price drop, restock, or pre-order. Shortcuts got a nice upgrade. You can now describe what you want. Text my mom when I get to Anime Expo, and it'll create the shortcut automatically. I even asked it, set low power mode when battery hits 25%. And Apple Music has a refreshed artist page. iOS 27 is not a big update where it feels like you have a new iPhone. Apple is refining things, improving performance, and finally upgrading Siri. Let me know if you installed the beta in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!